Marijuana stocks are being reshaped by the industry. How the cannabis industry's progress is redefining pot stocks. With only a half decade or so behind the cannabis industry at this point, marijuana stocks are still very much in their infancy. This is by no means a bad thing, but it is the truth when looking for pot stocks to buy. As the cannabis industry continues to mature, investors should always be watching the bigger picture. When the industry started out, it was completely medicinal. This means that if you wanted to buy marijuana in the US, you would have to go through somewhat of an arduous process of obtaining a medicinal marijuana card. In 2020, the process for getting marijuana is as easy as getting a cup of coffee. Many big-name marijuana stocks like True Leaf Cannabis Corp and Valence Corp have been able to make big names for themselves in the past few years. Other pot stocks like Hexo Corp and CannTrust Holdings Inc. have had a tougher time maintaining their position in the cannabis industry. The current state of marijuana stocks. In the past few years, pot stock pricing has largely been determined by speculation. This is in great contrast to trading marijuana stocks off of fundamentals. Marijuana stocks like AbbVie Pharmaceuticals Inc. and Altria Group, which have large operations outside of the cannabis industry, trade more off of the latter. Other pot stocks like Aurora Cannabis Inc. trade highly off of speculation. Both types of trading have value for investors, and both present challenges as well. And in the past few months, COVID has been an extreme detriment of whether or not pot stocks are able to survive in a more competitive market. In addition, COVID has pushed cannabis demand to higher levels than ever before. How can we understand the future of pot stocks? With so many pot stocks to watch, investors can have a tough time choosing. But one way to get around this is to use a long-term investment strategy. Because the cannabis industry is still very much in its infancy, there is a great deal of potential down the line. By long-term, investors usually mean the time frame of around 5 to 10 years. This should be enough time to see some cannabis stocks make large strides when compared to the rest of the industry. And while the long-term strategy may not be one for all to get behind, others may find it more feasible than day trading. However, if you trade marijuana stocks, the most important thing to consider is how much information can be found regarding a given company. With ample research by one side, finding the right pot stock to watch can be easier than ever imagined.